Well, hello everyone and welcome to another live stream. Hi there. And today we are going to be making a bakery. That's what we're going to be doing. The bakery. Yes, hi there Randy, hi. Hi and welcome. And as such and so on and so forth. So, right here, I need to implement the backend. I've implemented the front end, now I need to implement the backend. Shouldn't be too difficult. It should all just be a matter of asking questions and figuring things out. So, first of all, the status of the pie. What is a pie? But how about we start with that? Well, pie is a public interest experiment. It is a scientific project conducted for the purposes of just doing science in public interest. Simple as could be. Now, it will be, I already explained kind of the gist of it in the video. So it will be like submittable, proposals for it will be submittable through the website. We just need to figure out what data is needed there. In the models I've already added in this as the data. There we are, I need to import the status like so. There we go. So first it's gonna start as proposed. Then we're gonna have an option where each project will either be highlighted or actually maybe it's either gonna be rejected or it's not gonna be rejected. Hi there, Holy Thibault, hi. It gets rejected if we will determine that the proposal is to, well, let's just say not what we're looking for. If we determine that the proposal is problematic in some way. If it isn't problematic though, I called it highlighted because I imagine it's like a list where certain ones will be highlighted, but maybe that's not a rubber stamped. I don't know, stamped. Stamp is gonna be thrilled. Alright. Then what? If it doesn't get rejected, then it's going to be in the voting stage. Votable? Sure, might as well call it that. Hi there, Rezrima, hi, welcome. Sure, let's call it votable. If then, if it gets accepted at that point, if it gets enough votes, if we deem that it is actually worth pursuing, then it's gonna be accepted, planned, and then finished. I just don't know. Hi, the Silver. How you doing? And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, if I do remember correctly, you have a reputation of 6. Ha! Got it from the upload and the verifications. Of course, that will be safe for the morning. That's fair. Hey, I've been told I serve as a great distraction, so you know. Damn it, 2. Okay, it's not gonna be accepted. AlgTop. I'm guessing AlgTop is algebraic topology. I don't know That could be so many things. Algebraic topology, algorithmic topography. Too many terms. Or maybe you're just topping some gal named Alge. I don't know. I'm lost in this world. Okay, beautiful. We have our enumerator, very descriptive, not confusing at all. Now, oh my goodness, how do we implement this? Well, I suppose we start by closing the tools, that's not necessary, and opening the API. Vobis2, there you are. All right, brilliant. We're going to need to plug this in. As in the button does a submit proposal, which I don't remember if I plugged it to a mock one or well, submit add pi order right here. Add pi order, yes. API add pi order, so it is there. Okay, good. If request JSON, and then we need, well, we need this testing title test description testing type 1. Correct. That is correct, in fact. Great. Bolage. Do I need anything else? No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. We're going to have the person who submitted. Then we're going to have project that it relates to. User ID, the submittee. No wait, the submitter. Yeah, the submitter submits. The submittee is submitted, receives the submission. The submitter submits the submit to the submittee. I'm getting lost, doesn't matter, this is not important. UID, how is UID handled? This is how it's handled. Beautiful. Very convenient, I can just plug it in, it should work. And then the PID, which will be to something that doesn't exist yet, which means I need to do the, oh goodness gracious. This one will be possibly one of the most complicated resource types, because I would like it to be a resource, so how about we leave it for now? Okay, bolage. How are we gonna do this? Well, on order, we want to take the pi order Flask db upgrade. Migrate. Upgrade. Oh, it actually worked. Beautiful. And then you copy models. There you are. Order is equal to this. In order to not fill the database with garbage data, I should really make sure that first all the things in the JSON are there. Wait, let me print this again, hold on. No, don't migrate, you're good. Title, then description, then type, that makes sense. I don't know what is the order of operation on logic in any programming language. It's very ambiguous every single time. That's why I always overdo the brackets, but well. Let's see if this works. It doesn't. Great. Wait, no. Yes. The only place where it would be 000 where it wouldn't fire is if one of them is missing. That's an issue because that really shouldn't fire then. Oh, are you evaluating the type? That would be such a cosmic coincidence if you evaluate the type as 0. Oh, you piece of... That's so annoying. If the type right here is 0, then it's gonna report as a problem. Oh, whatever. We can just do default. Right, is this the correct way to set the default? Why is this one... oh my... Why does everything have to be confusing? Why is this one an integer with its default being a string? Ah! And right here, instead of it just being boolean, it has to be some code to a boolean. I'm guessing all of them need to be strings. Whatever. If someone wants to make a bot to, I don't know, submit 7 billion pie orders, that's on them. Alright. We're gonna move them, and we're gonna do the porter. UID is equal to current user ID. Then we're gonna have porter title equal to request JSON title, description type, date will be auto filled in, status is going to, that's a good question. How do you do enum? No idea. Good. Brilliant. Oh my goodness, doesn't even... How do you do enum? I mean, resource type has to be here, right? Okay, so you do this dot... I see. Which means right here it's gonna be what was your name again? Pi status dot proposed, and we just need to import the pi status from constant. Great. Now we just add the border. And that should be it. It should be added. Let's try it. Oh, might as well while we're at it, add an mlog. Type correct is going to be API add pi order. Great. And then the message is going to be added the order title pi order. Okay, Polish. Now we should be able to do something like, I don't know, make a sick ass robot. I want it to be able to fly. And hardware. Error submitting proposal. Great. What is your problem? ID doesn't have a default value. Huh? Auto increment equals true. Oh no. Do I need to migrate again? How's the day going? I have to say, it's going actually pretty well. I've been out on 2 walks already, and I've been pretty productive. Decently productive, I would say. So if I complete the... My plan for the day is to first of all finish the bakery, like actually plug it into the website. Second of all, let everyone know that the bakery is there to get them to use it. And in the meantime, as I'm waiting for bakery proposals, work on my own bakery proposal to kind of get the ball rolling. What is your problem this time? ID doesn't have a default value. Like hell it doesn't. Like hell it doesn't? Huh? Okay, so let's say that, I don't know, motion, right? motions. Motions have IDs, which look exact same. Now, motions are added in the, I would guess, motions, no, that's templates. I would guess motions root. Oh, that's the, right. Would you look at that? It looks as if it has an ID. ID doesn't have a default value. Auto increment. Start at 1 and work your way up. No changes cannot detected. Well, that's a problem. I will be honest, I don't know exactly how to fix this. Because I don't know what the problem is. At all. Right, this is from populate, because the motion capital M, I'm guessing is, no, populating form from the object. Was the value connected? Maybe I need to flash it beforehand? Maybe. Haven't got a clue. Let's try it. Didn't help. Field ID doesn't have a default value. Hi, Dracomi. How you doing? You're hiking. Where are you hiking off to? In the mountains. I see them. Oh, I did the flash in the wrong place. Why didn't you tell me? I was supposed to add the flash here to see if it works. It's still broke, but no. Good to test it. I refuse to believe that I need to actually fill in the ID. There is counter to the entire point of an ID. Primary key, auto increment, that's all correct. Integer, primary key, auto increment. I would guess that auto increment means that it just has a default value. And I can't seem to do a new migration or upgrade. Can I Flask DB downgrade? Would you do anything? No, still order. Still breaks. UID1, that's correct. Oh, this is a primary key. It shouldn't. Maybe that would help. Let me downgrade. Let me go into migrations. Let's delete this migration. Let's remigrate. Let's upgrade. Let's run. And let's hope. My goodness, I am good at what I do. I mean, it took me a just horrendously long amount of time to figure it out. But if we go to the logs now, yes, correct. New order added. User make it added the. I should put down in quotes, shouldn't I? Let's put this in quotes. What was it? It was the fact that we had two primary keys. Primary key is a unique thing in the database. There's the whole point is that you don't want two entries in the database that look the same when they aren't. So that's why you have the unique IDs. For example, you could have two users with the same nickname, but you still want to remember that they are different users. That's why you have unique IDs. And I had two of them, so SQL got confused on how to handle them. Anyway, the point is, they can be added in now. That was actually a lot simpler than I thought, because I mean, that's kind of it, isn't it? As far as backend is concerned, I think no, it's not. Right, there is more. Oh, jeez, there is more. That's because next functionality-wise, I need to implement API for editing. No, wait, we don't want to edit. No. Edit, we're gonna leave as this. But an API for removing a proposal. Any author of any proposal would have the right to remove it. And voting, that's what I need to implement. And voting is going to be tricky, which actually makes me realize that right here there is more that I need, because another thing that I need is not integer but big integer, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, big integer is so unnecessary, but sure, might as well. Votes, column, big integer. Yup. That's because people will be allowed to vote for what pies they want to see happen. Which means next what we will need is something a lot more annoying, and that is a vote tracker. I would very much rather give this to Edo, because I'm worried that my implementation may be a bit, as kids these days would say, ass, but we can change the get orders for now. That is, right here, so far I have it very constant, which is not necessary. Now we can change it to be the real deal. So this for now we can comment out, and right here we can do orders is equal to pi orders query all. Then we need the .serialize, which gives ID. Not really necessary, but I'll take it. It takes the title, description, type, and might as well do the date. Status we can also check in there, I guess. And eventually votes, eventually all that stuff, but for now this is it. And I think that should work. Wait, no, redval. I'm an idiot. Redval. And redval here as well. Okay, I think that should work. Which means that if we right now go to here, refresh, these recent proposals should change to be error loading proposals. Well, that's something. Maybe because it's not in there yet. Or maybe because we did the plural when we shouldn't have. Nope. Object of type pi status is not JSON serializable. Well, my guess would be that this is because we migrated again. So let's downgrade, let's reset the migration. Upgrade. Run. This should be empty now, but I don't think it should return an error. No proposals yet, that's correct. Ball. Error loading proposals. Beautiful. Type O name is not JSON serializable. Great. This one is supposed to be an array, but list? No. You are being so annoying. Pi state is not JSON serializable. I don't want you to be pi states, I want you to be serialized. That's why I did this. Now before the error we should see this. That's correct. Yes. Status. Oh, the status is... Damn it. How do you serialize an enum? By the way, I hear how I sound. How do you serialize an enum? I know what I'm becoming, and I'm scared of it too. That's why I want to stop working on the website, start working on the pies. I need it. Type dot value or data? I'm actually not certain. Type. What did you print? You printed 4. That's correct. That is actually correct. Is that not the enum? Oh, type is an integer. Oh, status is an enum. I'm an idiot. Oh, type should also be. You know what? Whatever. I don't work here. Pi status dot proposed. Okay, now is it dot data or dot value? I think it's dot value in JavaScript. No, dot data doesn't exist. Value. Oh, it does appear to be dot value. Okay. So now we do this. Are you gonna work or are you going to scream because you need to be int object has no attribute value? You are mental. So it's right here. So right here it's an integer. That's lying is what that is. Lying is what you are. I just checked. Int object has no attribute. What's an enum? That's not an int. You lying son of a gun. Are you really gonna make me do like... Oh, how am I going to? That's why I hate enums. They don't make sense. Just give it an integer. I don't know how to work with enums. Okay, motion status. I don't have to do it outside the database. The whole point here is I don't want to do it outside the database because that feels... Yeah, screw it. This is not gonna be... How about now? What are you now gonna print? Pi status dot proposed. That doesn't look like a goddamn integer to me. Nah, yeah, pi dot status is not a goddamn integer. Stop acting like it is. No, now you worked. Wait, did you work? Huh. It did work. Well, I mean, it didn't work. It says error getting proposals, but I don't see the error, so... What is the error? Description, okay. No, I still really like them. As far, I mean, enum is just a... It's just a fancy way to name your constants. Okay, you bring right description. Oh, what was your problem now? P description is undefined. So what this means is that this actually returns something. But then it just broke. Yeah, so return an array. Oh wait, the return array of an array. Right. That makes sense. Well, cheers. Now just return an array, which has description. That's not disk, that's description. Description. Oh my goodness, he's done it again. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, how is he this good? Wow. Incredible. Now what? Well, now, so we have git add dot API for Pi orders. That's simple. Now what we want is, well, there are a couple cosmetic things, but before we get to the cosmetic things, let's handle the important things. That is, first of all, we want to make this pricey. We want to make this actually cost slices. And I think something like 30? That should be fine. Yeah. I think 30 should be fine. So we go to the API and add Pi order. We don't need to print this anymore. If current user slices is smaller than this, then we just, well, ideally we'd like to return the fact that they don't have enough slices. I don't know what kind of server would that be. Else we have this, and once everything has been done, then we just do current user slices. Right before the comment, current user slices minus equals cost Pi order. Great. Okay, beautiful. That should work. That's honestly it. That's this is all it takes in order to implement in the backend. All I'm gonna do is right here, instead of returning success true, I'm going to return no, that's a good question. How are we gonna handle that? In order for this to work, I would need to add another one. Bytes there, dust. Educational materials, submit proposal, submitted successfully. Okay. Right here, if response okay. I would like to see the response a bit more intimately, if you don't mind. Test AAA. Let me see. Object response. Well, fuck, goddamn, cheers for that, mate. what about status text? Because if we right now get success 1 as the status text... Oh, is that gonna be status text? Or is it gonna be 200? Let me just list as many things as I can. What else? What else is interesting in the headers? I wouldn't mind the body. Or actually JSON. Oh, wait, I'm such an idiot. It should be JSON. Yeah. Okay, it should be JSON and then issue. Else if, or is elif a thing? No, else if. I don't know if that's gonna work actually. Hopefully it will. Give me this. No, no, no. I'm getting lost in all of this. First of all, I can remove that. And remove this. I've been dealing way too much with JavaScript recently. Every single tool on the website actually mainly works on JavaScript because, well, they have a little bit of a backend functionality, but like the thing of the terminal, for example, the thing about the terminal is that it's very nice for interacting with the APIs, and the APIs are certainly exclusively backend, but they're just calls. Actually, calling the API happens in JavaScript. And so I've been dealing with it so goddamn much that alert. Okay, I think that's the one, right? Yes, so right here, alert. Couldn't submit due to response JSON issue. So now, what should happen is we could get 2 alerts actually. Because in order for this to work, I basically will need to, I think, issue and then not enough slices, and then I think I need to switch the 200 to another error code. Let's see what would fit. Oh, no kettle. That could be a good one. I mean, it's gonna be server error, but I don't want to like overlap with any standard error code, because that could be a bit of an issue. Screw it, I'm a teapot, whatever. Now let's increase the pie cost to something like 3000, and as you may notice, I do not have 3000 slices, which means it shouldn't let me post. So if I do actually, I am very poor. I do not have the slices. Oh, right. We got the arithmetic proposal. Oh wait, we could have gotten actually that because oh well, that's not good. 109. Ah, right. $500? What happened? Right, that is correct. That is in fact correct. You know what, this will work. How about now? There's so many proposal. 418. That's very, very good. I like that. The only problem is that it didn't print the issue. $117. That's where it broke. Can we try to like console log the issue? I mean, we can just check if it's there, right? Not enough slices. The issue is there. Oh, should it be .issue? I might be an idiot. $117. It throws the error. That's fine. Can I just try this? Or just piss off the error? $43. Oh, yow. Undefined. Undefined. I'm gonna give you an undefined. What do you need this? Undefined? Why are you undefined? Is it not the .json? Maybe it isn't. No, it should be. Huh? Oh, I hate this. That's a You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Can I do this? It's a bit of a shorthand, but I don't care at this point. It's fine. It's fine. That's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine! Yeah, it has to be weighted. Yeah. That was my guess. There. Now it should work. Yes! Ballage. Absolute bollery. And if I go and check the logs, is it gonna be trashed with... Oh my goodness, it is. Oh, I love the logs so much, by the way. They are so goddamn well done. So unnecessarily well done. Anyhow, we can get back to constant, we can reduce it back to a 30, and then git commit all message price cost for pi orders. Now it's time to add the front end for it. All right. I think Curious should work. That's it. It does work. We should look at that. Can I do this? Or is it still gonna come? No. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Fine. Yeah, whatever. It works. Great. I need to have it so that the slices update better. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Now what is left in order for this to work? We need removing API root, voting API root would be nice. What else? The voting one is going to be tricky, especially the voting one requires a database. I mean, a table, database we have. The problem is, the voting one requires a bit of finesse and style, which I worry that I lack as far as databases are concerned. What I can do is I can either carry on working on this. What can I implement? Well, no. The front end for the viewer of pies is logged behind the fact that we first need the functionality for voting, which is logged behind the fact that we need a table for it. I suppose we can switch to something different then. Great. How about something a lot more annoying? How about that? Oh yes. Almost forgotten. Alright. There, we have the kernel loaded. Bollage. One issue, it's loading from an ELF file, which is not what we want. Instead, what we want is we want it to load from an image file. And the reason why it's loading from an ELF file is simply because, well, we're loading it from an ELF file, the image is right there. So what we can do at any point is we can just replace this ELF with 8 image. And then it breaks. And the reason why it then breaks is because... Oh! Oh, the malloc works! Oh, the malloc works! The malloc works! No way! Oh, the malloc works! Huh. 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 That is good. Okay, that's really good, because that means what we can do, well, technically as a workaround, we can malloc all of the values, but if they're gonna be constant, there's no point in mallocating them. Ideally, constants we would just keep in general. The problem is that that's not really an option. The fact that the malloc works is impressive. Wow. Let's free all of them, just see if it works. Well, it appears like it would work. Wouldn't know though. Can I do... read? Correct. Let's see. Well, it did work, wow. Actually, what happens if I don't have a loop there? Nothing. Alright, the loop is the run loop, just convenience. It's like, I've never tried it without the loop. But it makes sense that would make no difference. This is good, because that means that the only problem we have is that effectively the row data gets crumbled. The heap appears to be fine. That's profoundly annoying. We're gonna have malloc eventually. Oh, good malloc. Right, I forgot the bar keeps going up. There isn't really a way for me to fix this, but it's good to know that it kind of semi-works. It just hit me that the only two things I have left here, like this also has a roadblock, not the only two things I have left here, there's a lot more. But this also has a roadblock, and the roadblock here comes to the form of the fact that first I need to fix it so that it can access constant values when loading from an image file. And then I just need to test it by actually flashing a device with it. I guess I'm leaving this behind as well then. What's next? The logger. Or the papers. I do have a couple of them, do I not? No, let me remove the other tabs. Okay. SCPs actually would be very convenient. So here's the thing. In this one I did mention the plates. Every SCP needs to include the newest... this one we might as well for now leave out. Because the plate ain't finished, and until it is finished, well, no point in mentioning it. Okay. I think this one is fine as the first version then. Let's get to the pie. With the pie, it's different. And this is just copied on the plate, so we're gonna remove it. Because we have the bakery. Or at least we're gonna have it today. And for the bakery, I would actually rather have the SCP-001 describe what the pie is rather than a help page. I'm just gonna both. So, I need to switch music to something more sciencey. Dr. Robert Ford. Now that's a playlist. Introduction. My mind is completely blank. I'm not feeling creative at the moment, so I'm really glad I picked, you know, such a nice, light, and non-creative task like writing. Hi there, Menno, welcome. What is this? This is a second SCP I'm working on. which is a science collaboration protocol, basically a standard defining how science should be conducted. And this one is about pies, which is the thing I've spent the entire live stream up to now working on. Right now coding, well, it used to be. I wouldn't call it coding, it was JavaScript. I guess Python. As well, switching between I and we is a bit odd, and I don't really want to speak on behalf of anyone, like put words in their mouth, so just in case I'm gonna do I. I guess that's it. Let me copy this for the sake of structure. Section summary. Oh yeah, the first section shouldn't be introduction, should be summary. After that we have new page to technical aspects. Technical aspects will be mainly empty for now because I'm kind of, well, I kind of want to describe them as they go on. Hi there, FlashWebby, hi. No, it is not a number theory. The one that includes number theory is this one. And I might actually work on it on stream today as well, because I want to upload the newer version to the website. kind of a little bit here. That might be a bit too much. Okay, let's get to it. This shouldn't really be technical aspects, this should be more, I don't know, like the phases of pi. And then we might as well skip right into the future potential. So, first of all, what is the goal of pies? Go. Does pi stand for something? Obviously it does. Everything stands for something. Pi is the public interest experiment. Hi there, Edu. Hi, how you doing? I did some things, as you probably saw. I did set up the bakery a bit, and right now all it's missing is the voting system, which I specifically didn't do because I kind of, if you don't mind, would rather you did it. Well, not the system. The system I can do, but the table for it. Because it feels like for the voting, we need like a vote tracker that keeps track of which user voted for what, so that then they can't do it multiple times, obviously. And also each pi order should have their own vote count, just that we don't have to every single time. Like storing a single integer per pi order is way better than recalculating it every single time. But it seemed like a thing that would be easily mess upable. You already saw my enumerator that I've sent, so... Is beneficial not a word? Beneficial. Oh, that looks wrong. Why is it benefits, but benefit? You know what, whatever. I don't even care. Do I need to add an extra space between these two? Because sometimes this tends to get chucked in the same line, which looks absolutely disgraceful. I guess I should be able to just do this. Necessarily. I know Flash. I've just been thinking about basically because the thing is I need to define the public. I don't want the public to. I don't want it to be ambiguous. As in, does the public mean the entire Earth as a whole, or does it mean just like 5 guys in a Pizza Hut? There has to be some kind of middle ground there. I want to be an example of something like that. My mind inherently wants to go to something like automation. Because people most affected by automation are those who are about to be automated out of their work. So I think it should be up to them to decide if that kind of automation should be put in place. At the same time, research on the automation. That's the thing, this is a very hairy and sticky issue. I could always go with the hyperbole of an example that is military technology. If you're about to develop a new form of a nuclear bomb, then, well, it's gonna affect a lot of people, and most likely those people will not want it. So what is this summary? Alright. More research on holograms. That doesn't strike at the core of the issue hard enough, I think. don't want to be too negative, but I mean, I am kind of negative towards this. Okay. That's sort of one thing. What is another? We could do a begin problem actually. I'm sorry by the way for being silent, I'm just thinking about this for a bit. I suppose. Knowledge. I kind of want to mainly explain this document as the bakery will be in place, because then I'll be able to actually do things and see how they pan out. For now, I just want to set up the blueprint, the skeleton. Okay, experiments. Okay, example. Is this the British spelling, or is it not the spelling at all for fertilizer? Ah, UK. I knew it. God damn it. They're coming for me. I'm just gonna pi. Great, that's it. When it comes to these, I would rather just leave for future potential. Is being planned and conducted. The phases, price. Examples. Foliage. First of all, the pre-experiment phase. This and then finally I honestly think that's it. I don't think there is much more that needs to be said. Short and sweet for now. Eventually, I imagine it's gonna be quite a massive document. Spice, but that's for eventually, not now. I think that's good. Okay, so what else will we need? We will need on the website to actually implement the other types of documents. How am I gonna do that? Well, so glad no one asked. For now, if I run this, if I go to the library, if I add a new document, right here I only get the general paper. I need to figure out what fills in that form, because I do remember, if I remember correctly, I think Edu made this part. So I don't actually know how it works. the OG version I made, but no, it's help page. Okay, form retype. Oh, I remember I added the slices because I wanted the thing to update. Ah. I could reduce the cost of upload to the library, I guess. Also, I don't think giving other people aspiring has a cost yet. And also I need to reset the slices on the website. Right. First things first. We have form retype, and we can find it right here in the add. This is the subfield list, that's not what we want. Oh, it's a res form. That is not great. I think I may have an idea. Man, my brain really works in an API mindset right now. Basically, first of all, right here in the add, in the form, we would like to check if... Oh, right, I forgot I also did that. How many things have I done on this website? That's mental. Right. This is clearly me because no one else defines constants like that in dicts. It's for people who are mentally insane. Next thing we want to add to the website will be the SCP. So I'm pretty certain we should be able to bump it up, although that could affect the database. Alright, fine, we're gonna keep it as a free. Free. Actually, we'd like to do it like this. Or even better, we can do just add in permission to be 0. Perm type 0. Perm type 0 will mean... Actually, I think I already have them defined, right? Required type... none? Wait, no, that's not true. Qualification, yes. Always all coming together. And it requires aspiring to upload. Good. Then right here, we're going to have type admin and permission 1, which means complete and utter admin. Absolute administration. We're gonna jump up this if and we're gonna add a new one. Right here, if. That's actually a good question, damn. Perm T and then perm. How did you do the motions? because my idea is right now that this is not the only place where we need to evaluate permissions. I could just do a utility that will be eval perms, and you give it the permission type, you give it the permission, and based on that, it will just gonna tell you if someone is permitted to do something. Obvious motions here. Which part are you referring to? You were talking about the rest form being an issue. I mean, it's not an issue. Wait, did I say it was an issue? I mean, I did say that form-based thing was an issue. Well, not an issue, only I've been really used to dealing with APIs, so I've just been recently passing a lot of just requests, JSON requests through. Not really dealing with forms, so I'm kind of rusty with this. Eval perms will take you, and then it will take perm type int, and it will take permission int. By default, return false. If something fucks up, return false. Now, let's go through the perm types. If perm type is equal to you, elif perm type is equal to you, elif perm type is equal to you. Bollage. So the requirement is admin, then we just checked u.permissions and perm. And I'm pretty certain we just return that. Great. Then if the thing is qualifications, then it's annoying. So, where do I check qualifications? I check them in... Recently I was checking qualifications somewhere. What is someone's highest qualification? I don't remember where I did that. I could just set it up again, but I don't feel like writing the loop. Oh, I was checking it in the reputation other, yes. Because reputation other was adding it based on the reputation of the verifier. No. Never mind, I don't remember where I did that. Do I need to set up the loop again? That's such an annoying loop because it has to go through all the qualifications and keep track of which one was the previous highest. I swear it was somewhere in the codes. Right, screw it. In the time where I could have done it, I would have already did that. Oh, it's in the toolbox. I remembered. Yes, it's in the toolbox. Because one of the toolbox qualifications, like things, is yeah, here. This. Except we just need to return has access with. All we need to do is return has access with return. I mean replace has access with return. False. Because we don't have any qualifications, and right here true because and the required level is the perm. Great, and finally if reputation is what's required, then we just check if u.reputation times 10 int is greater or equal to the perm, return true. In any other scenario, return the false. Where did I miss the colon? If eval perms, no, that's fine. Right here. Yeah. All we need to do right now is just import eval perms from utils. And now it should work, I think. I hope. I have no idea. I think it should work. So right here we defined for the SCPs we defined that you need admin. Let's change it so that locally, what is my qualification? Low. Let's say that you need. Oh my goodness, I can't upload things to the library locally anyway. Fuck! Because I don't have any licenses. Oh, this is such a pain. This is not a feature I can just push out there without testing. And whilst I could test out the eval perm, hi there be high. Well, I could test out the eval perm on its own. I kind of don't think that's a good idea. To just then chuck it in there. I mean, it should work. I just don't think it should work would be good enough. Getting a free laptop, well, good for you. Where are you getting it from? What are you working on? I'm working on a part of a website I can't test, which is increasing my stress levels a bit. Add admin license out, to be honest. Yep. Okay, right here in the form, the res form, we want to limit it to only the things which. Oh, this actually can test it. Wait. This can test the. Well, it can kind of test it. Close enough. Res form. All right, the res form is in the library init. Okay. Retype, type of resource. We would like to actually change it ourselves. How do you add more options? Form dot the form and then choices, right? Difficulty roll. fields rule. Text area field. Select field. Okay, so select field and then choices, and then you set the choices, which means we can remove this and then right here do form dot retype choices. And then we want to do it for each type. We want to do this. So is there a way for me to iterate over an enum? Actually, we would want to do it inline anyway. Let's just set that as an array. Well, let's not set that as an array. Let's do valid choices as an array, and then for I think res in res type, I think if this does mean that right here we need to add all of them. Or actually, I don't know if we need to, but still should. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna set up admin on all the other ones, all the ones that don't work yet. Actually, we're gonna keep admin on all of them, I guess, because SCP requires admin anyway. A school program offers a laptop for high final exams average. Damn! Good for you, B. Res.value and name. Okay. Append, and then what we do is we do u like this, and then we do res.name, res.value, but we don't want that there. We want res costs u. My goodness. Perm t and perm, right? Perm t and then perm. Now if I go to the library, I should be able to test it, because if I do add, I have access to all of them. Okay, now let's say that, no, a poster requires you to be cool. Okay, if you want to upload a poster, you have to be cool. So poster would actually require type reputation, and it would require a reputation of at least 7, something which I notably do not have, because locally I only have reputation of 5. So now if I go here, refresh, poster is gone. Wow, I am good at what I do. It works. And since we're using the same if to evaluate the perms in the adding options to the list as well as accepting them, yeah, that should work. What I could also do is I could also right here do, not here, but in the utils, I can do log equals false, like this. Oh, is it the other way? Right, apparently it is. And then I would need to do an mlog before every return. Well, that's annoying. I guess we could just do red val false, then red val, and right here log ambiguity. By default, it's gonna be false because we're gonna be using eval perms also as like utility, and we want it to be well. Log type correct, and we're gonna have u dot pass permission Oh yeah, and we want to do this entire thing if red val. And then we just copy this here. It doesn't have beautiful. Now we go back to the library. We're gonna leave this eval perms without logging, but we're gonna go to the other one, and we are actually going to give it a log b of true to have a log, and we're gonna do log s add Okay, may I test it? The thing is that this should fire before it checks for my license, so, or lack thereof, I guess. Ball test, and let's say that I would like to do an SCP. Okay, it broke. And like broke completely. Why? Column lid cannot be null. Ah, fine. Fine. What license to publish it under? Can I? Oh, I can't. God damn it! I can't even test it. This is so. I'm fine. I'm fine. Whatever. It should work. That's the point. You know what? Git commit am should work hopefully hugs and kisses. Hey Edo, you still watching? Don't we need a SVU? Yeah, okay. Would you mind testing something for me real quick? Don't we need SCP metadata? How do you mean? I mean, for now, I'm just testing like permissions for the different types. I'm not implementing the other types yet. I just want to set it up so that once I get to implementing the other types, I can restrict them behind things. Because for example, when it comes to SCPs, they will stay as admin only. Other ones will not be admin only, but things like repo or video, I imagine you would need like higher reputation to do. I think default reputation 5, aspiring 1, non-admin should have access only to the paper. Which is, to be fair, all you need in order to get out of aspiring and get out of reputation 5. Start my wash disher. Okay. Anyhow, I think that'll be it for now then. I'm really, to be frankly honest, just really hungry, so I think I'm gonna go and eat something. Give me a moment. Okay, never mind, I'll stay. This has already been a pretty productive day, I have to say. I finished the Pi SCP. I did the backend for the Pi orders. All I need to do is, and it's very nice considering how it's 9 in the morning. All I need to do is just the voting functionality, then the list of all the Pi orders, and implement the SCP type on the website so that I can upload the SCP, the Pi SCP. And then we're golden. Then we're great. How long have you been using / learning Python for? I have never really learned Python simply because my first programming language I've ever used was C++, and like a month or half a month later, I already switched to using C, which I've been using then for a couple of years, and then I started using Python. So I kind of just got around to using Python, and once you are... C is the kind of language that really forces you to know how computers work. And once you know how computers work, switching to any language is not really much of a task. It's just a formality. You switch from C++ to C. Yes. I started in C++ because it's easier for beginners. But I just think that C is better. Like, don't get me wrong, if someone is a beginner, they should absolutely use C++. Just for things like a vector, for example. In C++, you have a vector class. That's so goddamn convenient. You can have a vector, you can push things on top of it, you can pull things, you can take things, take the size, etc. I thought C++ was better. C++ is more convenient, which isn't necessarily worse. Usually the trade-off you have is convenience for speed. So the more convenient the language is, the slower it is. In C++, it's negligible for most things. Unless you are doing something very specific, you won't really mind. But there are certain things for which you kind of need to go with C. For example, I'm making an operating system, right? I'm making a kernel. Well, that one would be quite... Let's say it would be quite a bad idea to do that one in C++. Structure things to understand a bit later. Yeah. I would say that as far as convenient languages go, Python is the best. Everyone loves Python. That's for a good reason. It's really good. From the package manager to get new libraries, through importing them, through the fact that everything is a class in the best way possible. Ah. Okay. I say you're about 27. Well, that's an oddly specific and random comment to note down. You think I am 3 years older than Remco? And 3 years older than Katsi? One thing I forget to ask, how do I get a Aspiring role? Should I necessarily have a resource to get Aspiring role? No, Aspiring role can be given out by literally anyone. I think. Actually, it might be just novice, people who have novice for now. I kind of still hashing that one out. I think eventually it's gonna be literally anyone. So that's a... You just need to ask someone who already has a qualification, and they can give you the Aspiring. I am also working on another system to make that thing easier by having like designated verifiers, but still it works. First, I need Caper to implement links to accounts. I say he's 23 or something. 23? You think I'm 23? You think I'm younger than Remco by 1 year? Or younger than Katsi by 1 year? Right. Actually, Edu, other than that, does the resource thing work? Like, oh wait, it's not gonna work anyway. But does it catch it on the other side? Like, if you try to create a resource, if you switch one of the permissions to reputation, and if you try to send it over with reputation of, hold on. If you have reputation 5 and you try to upload a poster, what do you get? Does it actually catch that and stop you from actually creating the resource? Other than that, it works. Okay, good. Good, that means I can... Well... list for myself for today, because I'm getting lost. Okay, the end goal for today is to have a fully functional bakery and the SCP on all the pies. And from there I'll get there. Anyway, I'm gonna go then. I'm gonna work on this off stream. And hopefully, by the end of the day, I'll have an announcement for you all that the bakery is up. And for now, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching and